starting with some shady camera perspective. Hey, how are you doing? This is the day 23 of the Mindset March Challenge. And today I'm talking about pushing through the terror barrier and how to overcome our fears. And that is a special topic. Let me just quickly check. Everybody can see. Hopefully, sound is okay. Yeah, so what is it I'm talking about today? So, if you want to grow, want to make a big move in life, and you are going for serious goals, you will meet it: fear. Your perception is your reality, and your subconscious programming will do anything to keep you away from the danger of the unknown. Also, no, or that can't be done. These are grounded in our minds and have trickled through our programming. Slipping back to safety seems a reasonable thing. So better be safe than sorry, right? So if there's something and life goes on, and most people tiptoe safely to death. That's a saying from Mr. Bob Proctor. And I'm doing this here, also to honor him, my mentor, Bob Proctor, and what I learned from him. Yeah, he was one of the persons who, opened my eyes and said, well, there is so much more to life than just being safe. And I'm sharing today a concept that he also has as a cornerstone of his teachings that can help you to understand and anticipate fears and help you to step forward into the life that you desire. So that's the idea of today. And it will be a little bit special today because I am, as you can see, here in my little place, and I have my iPad, and I will draw the most important things live. So you can also ask me any questions, but that is something that I thought, practiced a little bit, and so it's also interesting for me. If it doesn't work, so there's always a backup chart available. Don't worry. So, what are the questions today? The terror barrier. That's what is it actually? Why do we tend to keep with small goals? What are goals at all? What goals should we, focus on? And how does our paradigms keep us in the comfort zone, in the comfy zone? What happens when we hit the terror barrier? And how can you push through? How can we push? I push through the terror barrier. And that's the Mindset March Challenge. And let me just give you a little wrap up what this is about. So I started on 1st of March, and today is day 23. And I am taking each day a different perspective of Bob Proctor's teachings and mindset teachings in general. So let's jump in right into the subject and switch to the presentation here, the terror barrier, how to push through it. And so what is an example for a terror barrier? I think an example that we probably can all relate to is this here. You're in the pool. You want to jump from the diving board, and the diving board seemed to be not that high, but when you were there it was quite high. So are you doing it? Are you jumping? Are you thinking again? Are you paralyzed maybe? So you don't really know. Or are you jumping? And that's the question: how to overcome the fear of change, how to overcome this idea when we are basically paralyzed, because also fear is a good thing. So it helps us to reconsider not to jump over the street when there is high traffic. Okay, so this is the way we have been brought up. So we were conditioned to stand on when there is a red light, and that's a good thing. On the other hand, is this a good thing when it comes to our beliefs that we should better be safe because we don't know if the how this can be done. We first need to know it for sure until we really jump and maybe then miss the chance of our life because we never start. And so we had this procrastination topic 10 days ago as well. So if you're interested in this topic, procrastination, just go to the replay of in my YouTube channel. So, but this here is the start. There can also be so many other topics. I just thought of, think of, you are buying your own house. You have always lived in a rental in a rental apartment and had never had any property. So that's certainly a jump financially, but also in the way, okay, can you do it? And how does it go? And think of that, you're opening your first business. So you have never done a business before. You're not from a family that is like business owners or something. So that can be a point where you meet this terror barrier. Um, I also thought of this example, like somebody who wants to be an artist, wants to sell his own work of art, but he is basically from a totally different sector. So he wants to, but he's not happy. And so is this now the time to make a jump? Yes or no? And so these are questions when we certainly hit the fear. Can we do it? Is it possible? And let me just start with goals here and how we can measure our goals, or what different goals actually are, because they are so much related to our paradigms then, and also to our to this conflict that we then encounter. So let's start right in here with the board. And so here is the question about goals. My beautiful handwriting, can you read it? So we can actually see there are several goals, and that's, on the one hand, you have an A goal. You have an A goal where you say, I know I can do it. So that is, for example, if you are just in your job and you are in for such a long time, you have already a specialization, and there's no question that you will get the next promotion. So the promotion, that's kind of the A goal. So there's also a B goal. There is the promotion to the next level, to the leadership level. So you have always worked in a position where you had managers, but now the question is, can you do it? And the question to this B goal would be, I think I can do it. So you have so much experience, shouldn't be a problem. And then there is something we can call C goals, and that is, here, what do I really want to do? So this here is, you don't know how to do it, but you know that you will do it one way or another. And that's C goal. And C goal, that's kind of something bold. Okay. So this is the thing that, okay, you're doing your own business, but you have never done your own business before. You are not having any experience, but you have this idea, this thirst about it. So there's just one thing about A, B, and C goals. We tend to stay here. We tend to have this invisible wall where we are staying here we're going back and forth. Sometimes we are a little bit more risk taking, sometimes we are a little bit less risk taking, and we are basically hopping back and forth between A and B. And the question is now, why is that the case? Why are we staying in this comfort zone and we are not going for like things that are in a way risky but also excite us? Let's move on to the next to the answer basically, and the answer is related to the stick person that I have already introduced you and the way how our mind works. And this here, our mind, is the next thing. You have probably already seen it, but here is the recap for you. So we have this here, we have this head here, and we have this body, and let's make it nicely round. Okay, with arms and legs. And we have this divided head here into a conscious part and into a subconscious part. And then we have the body. And this here goes into the body is taking the signals that it receives from the conscious subconscious and is going into vibration and into action. And the action produces results. That's the theory. That's the idea of the stick person. And let me just tell you that in the stick person, ideas from the conscious mind here are impressed and internalized from the conscious upon the subconscious mind. And so everything that is well received here with the little receivers, because obviously we have little antennas, and the antennas stand for the senses. So what senses do you know? Well, hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching. So 5 senses that are feeding in our conscious mind. Then we also have the mental faculties like memory, like intuition and reason, all goes in. And here, what is then well read, seen, and whatever, and taken in with, especially with emotion, and also let me do it like this. This is a little arrow, and with repetition. That goes especially in from the conscious into the subconscious mind. So if we hear something over and over, if we are believing, if we are repeating something over and over, this goes into the subconscious mind. This gets in as a fixed idea in the subconscious mind. It also then goes as a vibration into the body and the action. So everything that is impressed on the subconscious mind will determine the vibration of the body and then the action and the results. Okay, that's the idea. And just to let you know, there is this thing that I'm always saying. So that is then the paradigm. If you are the things, the programming that is produced through the repetition and the emotional input and over and over, is then a multitude of ideas and habits and conditioning. And so this conditioning, you say paradigm. And so just to let you also know why this is the case, because the conscious mind, that can accept, reject, and originate. Okay? So the subconscious has to accept all. And it can be real or it can be imagined. So, or imagine. So, and this here is super important, because this means that if you are imagining something that is either good or bad, and you repeat this over and over, this goes into your subconscious and helps to, well, determine your body's vibration, and then also the actions and the results. So what does this mean at the end? So this is the precondition for the paradigms and the programming that is, well, the basis for determining how we react in a situation that is different than the situation we have known before, when we are heading off for our big goal. And that is what I would like to show you now. What happens if we are going for a big deal, for our big C goal? And first, what happens with a stick person is this. I draw the stick person again. It's, here we go. A shaky hand. No, it's not that shaky. This time, no, this time it's a little, the body has to be a little bit too large. Like make it a little smaller. And so, okay, it will be faster. I show you why. So here we have then the conscious, the subconscious, and the body. And I make it really nice because I'm going to copy it later, so to save a little bit of time. So we are having the first stadium here, which is called bondage. Here you have an idea, let's say like here an X idea you're not happy with, and you are moving. Thank you very much for Facebook user for your encouragement. I'm trying to do the nicest circles here. And this here means that you have an X idea, the person in your conscious mind, and this is also the case with the subconscious. So you are in this ideal world that you are actually, is your starting point. You are in the vibration X, and you're creating then X results. That means this is the status quo. This can be like this. This can be like it. What happens if you're not happy with, if you want to change, if you want to go for something new? Then a new idea is introduced. It is the why idea. So the why idea comes here in the conscious part. And so far it is here, this new idea. I just saw that I can also add, look at this. I can also add this. Let's see how it works. So yeah, so let's do it like here. This is the idea. Something new comes in. And what happens now in this next stadium? This is not the bondage anymore. So you're not bound by this old idea. This is now the factor where you say this is reason. So this is now you are in your conscious, you are developing a new thought, a new idea. Great. What happens in terms of results? What happens with your body? Nothing happens, because the subconscious part here is still the same. It's still in an X conditioning. This means then that you are you are in an X vibration, and you're producing X results. So quite straightforward, right? And where comes now the fear and the terror barrier that I was introducing, and that, well, holds you back at the end? Let's change it. Let's change it again. So here, take away the idea. Oh, I can't take this away anymore. Good. Now we are in a Y condition, but let's also say now that the next phase, you are getting emotionally involved in the idea. So you're getting in love with the idea, basically. You think about it all the time. that it's so cool that if you were doing, let's say, your own business, you have never done a business, but yeah, so you have this idea, you want to do it. So this trickles down in the subconscious mind. And what happens now, that your body is also getting into the vibration of the why. And let me just make a little room for the why here. And so you're introducing the why into the vibration as well. So, but what happens now in terms of the results? How should the body act now? So, and here comes now the big conflict, say it like this. So as you're getting emotionally involved, your nervous system panics. The results are not here, and how you can realize it is not clear. And what happens here is that you are developing worry, doubt, and in the subconscious, the feeling of fear, and in your body reacts with anxiety. So this is then that your comfortable mind is now panicking and will do everything it can do to bring you away from this new situation, from this kind of unknown, dangerous situation, because what your body wants is peace of mind. So you are now in this kind of fearful situation. You wanted to have the why idea, but your body is sending you these signals, and these signals are basically the emotions that and you're not feeling good. So it's a body reaction that, well, paralyzes you, or that just makes you feel bad. Yeah, what happens out of this? What would you say? It's like, if we are going back to the situation here. Let me just switch quickly here. So this guy jumps, but this person here don't know if it's the right time to jump, or is it too high? So what happens in 99% of the cases is that worry, fear, anxiety wins, because there is this here. There is this terror barrier, and it prevents you from moving forward to the next state. Because the next state would certainly be this. Let me just now copy this. How does it? Yeah, perfect. And you not want to have worry, anxiety, and fear. You want to have the why idea realized in theory. But how to get there? How can you get there and overcome this fear, this idea that, okay, so or how can you realize at the end this status that you're there, that you're going here? And normally, the most normal case would be, so you're retreating to the status quo. So you're not moving forward, you're going back to safety. And this would be the stadium of, let's do it like this in red. So you're going back, and this would be kind of ignorance. While you would say, well, moving back forward into this new idea, this new peace of mind, this would certainly be the freedom phase. And this here is the conflict. So you're still within two, well, sets of your mindset. And yeah, this is it, right? So normally, so you would say 98% are blocking here. They are bouncing back this terror barrier because you don't have a new job yet, you don't have income yet, there don't have clients yet. Why should you open up your new business? And now, what helps you to move on and then finally go for the freedom phase? This would be the following: it would be knowledge and, oops, yeah, this would be knowledge and studying. So having like again also the reason coming in, and well, being not being overblown by the emotions and saying, okay, I have made whatever market research and it shows me that it should be okay, I can survive for another whatever x weeks until I need income. But that's obviously not so easy when you're also having outside distractions and people are asking, okay, what are you doing here? Okay, is it really working? Oh, I had a friend who just had bankrupt, was just bankrupt or something like that. So this is why the terror barrier is such a factor. And if you know how to master it and to know that it exists, then you can win and you can, well, sort of save a lot of time, money, and resources. Because what happens now is, so I'm beautifying this a little bit to give you the overview of these two stages. The stage number here, or the stage here, is, you could say, you're in this old phase where, let me just erase it. So you have two options now. You have the option of being, well, negative, ignorant, and saying, okay, so nothing can be done. Okay, so I tried, but it's hopeless. Or you can be in a phase where you say, hey, I am knowledgeable. Oops. And okay, I have faith. And this is why it's so important, because in this stick person, you can also draw now the comparison when you say, okay, there is not only doubt and worry, there can also be here, what can there be? Study, well, understanding through studying, and then, well, the feeling of faith. Faith is, oh, guys, sorry, you don't see it. Faith is the condition when you say, when you know, because you have learned and you have studied and you understand. It's not that it's blind faith. It is that you are realizing, okay, I have these and these conclusions, I have seen this and this, and I have the faith that it will work because I have a basis that it will work. So that means that you can also feel in with your body kind of a feeling of well-being instead of anxiety. And the interesting thing about this is that here, for the anxiety phase and for the this phase of ignorance, you basically anxiety is suppressed when it is in the body. It's not expressed. It's like internally. It's going internal, and what happens then is that you are, well, so you are basically in a in in a so here is the, you are in a phase of dis-ease. And you're also in a, well, how did I write it? So disease, and at the end, it's a phase of disintegration. It's like if you're saying, okay, I have tried and tried, but it didn't work. It is, I could never make it, but okay, so life has, well, so I will never try it again. So at the end, sort of your body is also giving you the reaction. So you're like, this is like the phase of disintegration. Whereas when you are moving forward and you are here with this well-being, that's what I found really nice, that this is expressed, and well, you are at ease and you are creating. And so the difference between, and what I also often see when I meet other people having their business, I find it's very interesting that indeed there are people I find quite limited in their in their in their thinking. And let's say, oops, let's to wrap this up here, you could say this here, they are in a competition, and other people who see the possibilities, they are in a creation or in the cooperation. And I found this, yeah, quite true. And that there are like some people who have their business who are, well, running through this, like, well, knowledge and faith approach, where others are constantly, okay, well, I'm super afraid that something might happen. So this here is like the idea of showing you, hey, you don't have to be standing here not knowing and withdrawing. You can have it. And when you understand where you are, when you understand that this is not, well, the end, that everybody encounters fear, when especially they have a big goal, then you can overcome it. And so the idea, as, yeah, also Bob Proctor says, let's have him in, is that, yeah, he says the following. And so I will now also quickly move on with my the slides that I didn't actually have to use because the backup was quite okay. Here is what I wanted to show you as a wrap up. So if you want to move forward with your idea, with your big plan, with your C goal, you can now recognize that you have simply introduced a new idea, a why idea, and that it doesn't yet mix with your old idea of yourself. And you can just say, okay, I realize it, and this is as it is. I don't feel good, but it will move on. This is already a progress. So you are not letting into like an emotion. Then rather than letting the old idea, the old paradigm win or keep you stuck, keep impressing the new idea on the subconscious mind with gratitude and faith. I already said, like, gratitude is the number one attitude that you can use to bring you into a positive vibration. So you don't have to then, well, say how bad the world is, but you are feeling grateful. And so this changes your vibration and at the end, your energy, how you move forward. And if you are having faith because you studied, then you will even increase your your vibration in this regard. Then keep pushing into the unknown territory that you have fallen in love with. I think that's especially true, like falling in love with. And here's the, and be proactive. I like that too. I always like to be proactive. So expect the enemy, the terror barrier, rears its ugly head every time we attempt to make a major move in life into an area we have never traveled before. Shrug and tell yourself, oh, here it is again. Well, this must mean something great to me. So this means that just recognize it and just see it, that it's there. It's already a big plus. And then keep your eyes on the prize. You may not know exactly what lies on the other side of your terror barrier, but there's more, well, possibilities after the terror barrier once you get there, and then if you go back. And so the last thing, I think that's also a book title, Do It Scared. So still do it and feel the fear and do it anyways, I took here as a wrap up. And so here, also here as a wrap up, like this year, if your goal, we were starting with goals, if your goal doesn't scare and excite you, at the same time you're going after the wrong goal. That's also, are you really falling in love with the goal? And this is also where I like the well, the logic here. I see that it makes absolute sense what Bob Proctor does, that when he says, okay, do you have a purpose? Do you really enjoy what you do? And do you have this passion that you're going for? So begin, visualize yourself successfully wrecking that terror barrier of yours. Mentally see yourself winning, and you will liberate yourself from the crippling emotional state that the terror barrier causes. Remember, perception is reality. And so again, that's your perception, exactly. So you can perceive a situation the one way or another, and it's just a situation, and you don't know how it will play out. If it sometimes that you have perceived as something negatively will be negatively at the end. And so this is what I would like to leave you with today, and bring you this idea that, okay, so there might be troubling times, especially if you're going for your big goal, but why do you have to give in? So if you understand now that it's just a mismatch with your subconscious programming, and we all have to deal with that, because, well, some people have had these limitations, some people had this programming. But if you want to move on, that is what is meant about, okay, you have to go out of your comfort zone, but not only to be uncomfortable, but being directed in this way, and knowing that, well, first you can study and understand why you're feeling this way, and then moving on with full faith that your idea will work, and moving towards the goal with little steps. And this is also what I'm always saying about the progressive idea, that you're, or the progressive continuation of your worthy ideal. So that is then the success, because you don't know when you are inventing the light bulb, your personal light bulb. So it took Edison 2,772 tries. So you don't know whether you are now at 2,771, or if you're, how long it will take. But it can be faster than you think. And especially the thinking in the, well, in how you would like to feel is so important, so that you are not getting into your new state of life where, and your new goal, when you think, okay, I have to go there because I'm still here at the old place, but I have to go there because then everything will be nice. No, you have to actually be feeling in this position already. So you can only get to this place if you're already there, if you're visualizing this, and if you're feeling this. And so this is meant also, well, when we are having here the stick person, and when we say, hey, we have to start, I mean, so we have to start here with the conscious, with in the conscious mind, and repeat, and be emotional involved, and then this can then trickle down in the subconscious, and move the vibration of your of your big goal and of your body. Hey, how did you like that? Any questions? Hope that was insightful session for you. Day number 23. It's also insightful for me. Thank you very much for coping with my handwriting and my drawing skills has never been such a strong part of me. But okay, I'm doing it anyways because I know why. And so this is why I'm, yeah, super happy that you are following, and even now live, guys, it's also quite early here in Central Europe, but I'm so happy and grateful that you are following, and that even at that time there are some people watching wherever you are. So yeah, don't think so much in the to-do list that okay, you can only be happy when you checked off like this and that. It's more that you also think of what is the result that you're going for. You think of how you will feel, and you're creating this state, and then from this state you're moving on. Okay, so wishing you all the best, and let me know if you have any questions. Write it in the comments. And oh yeah, I made this here. Look how cool this is. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. And looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Okay. Have a great day. Hey. Okay. Thank you very much. Also, Facebook user. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.